Cinema is dying. Have you heard that phrase a lot in the recent times? The films are unable to pull the audiences from their houses. They have OTT at home. Why would they come to a theater? They'll only come to watch quality, big budget, VFX heavy spectacle. But there's something that no one is talking about. The infrastructure that project these films for the audiences. The service that they provide, which is very costly and time consuming. So why today the theatrical experience is just not worth it? Are the movie theaters killing cinema? Let's talk. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince, and I'm sure everyone watching the video right now will have at least one bad experience at a movie theater. Now everything cannot be perfect, that's true. But there's an argument out there that we all should just be grateful that we have the luxury of watching a film in a theater. There are many out there who are struggling for the bare minimum. So if the movie theater is doing things well or not is not a big deal. But I feel that's equivalent of saying that, Delhi has really bad air quality. But be grateful, at least you have air to breathe. At least you can take that in inside your house. Think about the people outside. Things will not change if you don't voice out the problem. Just the mere existence of something cannot be the answer of it being flawed. Going to a movie theater is a big part of my life, thus it's my duty to point out the issues. So let's start. Number one, the ticketing system. So now if you want to go to watch a movie, there are two options. One, you book it on an app, a Book My Show or a PVR Inox app. First of all, the user experience is horrible. It always lags. Something that I have recently noticed, the prices of the shows keeps fluctuating over time. Now whatever may be the price, you also have to pay the convenience fees on each ticket you book, and over that you have to pay GST on that convenience fees. That's not convenient at all. Now the other way is going to the counter, which is cheaper because you don't have to pay any convenience fees, but they are damn slow. Now there are no more physical tickets, saving the planet I guess. The replacement of it, that you'll get a message, is so inconvenient. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't, you just have to wait there, and it feels like they purposely give you so much trouble so that you book it on the app. Anyone who wants to watch a film in theater, ticketing is the first thing they have to do. And if that experience is so unpleasant, you're creating resistance for more people to come. It should be the opposite. It should be the least resistance way. So you get more people coming to watch films, trying to book tickets. And I will not even talk about the premium formats where they charge like insane amounts of money. 3D films are such a scam. They put more 3D shows so they can charge more money for each ticket. That's the only reason. Most of the theaters don't even have the good technology that it really matters. It actually makes the experience of watching a film worse, particularly for me. And then they come with cinema days where they reduce the price to 99. They'll be buy one get one offers, which is not helping. It's very well understood that most people will come during the weekends or evening time because that's when they are free. And knowing that you're charging more, you're hiking the prices, which is a very short-term thinking. When you're making them pay such huge amounts and the experience is not worthy enough of that money and time spent, you're actually creating a bottleneck. You're killing the business in the long term because now they have so many other modes of entertainment. The price of OTT is cheaper than one ticket, and they can just sit at home and enjoy watching anything they want in their convenience, and they don't have to pay any convenience fees. Number three is the theatrical experience. See, nothing beats sitting in a dark theater with so many people and watching something on the big screen. But not everyone can romanticize that fact. Watching a film in a theater is a big commitment because you have to take out big chunk of your time of the day. Movies are anyways from 2 to 3 hours long, and over that 30 to 40 minutes of ads. Today the movie starts after 20 to 25 minutes of the show timing, and then again 15-20 minutes of the interval. Over that you're subjected to the hideous looking no smoking ads, and of course, oi Nandu, the fufu khiladi. If you cannot get rid of them, at least make new ones. You're playing the same thing for the last 10-15 years. Now of course you can also face some unlucky moments where the show gets cancelled. You plan to give out this chunk of time to watch the movie, and now it's not gonna happen. So what you're gonna do? Most of the time you get a refund, but there have been many moments in the past where that was not the case. So when such things happen, it all comes down to how the theater handles it. Now because you're spending such a long time watching the film, of course you'll feel hungry. Even if you had something before, sitting there for such a long time, you will have craving, and then the smell of that popcorn will entice you. There's a reason when you exit a movie theater, it always leads to the food court. Number 4, theater etiquettes. Like I can write an essay on this. Like I have suffered so much. I actually like watching morning shows where there are less people because there are less distractions and you can really enjoy the film. And you cannot really blame the theaters. Nowadays in PVR Inox, they actually play videos of, don't do this, don't do that. But again, you need better enforcing of those rules. But how do you stop these people? Like society needs to change. Like some people carry this entitlement. They just flip out the phone, keep scrolling, checking reels, not even lowering the volume with full brightness. There are people constantly recording scenes of the movie. movie with the flashlight on. No wonder nowadays people are watching films on Instagram. Taking calls and talking on phone is such normal stuff. I even saw someone take a video call and not just quickly stopping it, they're actually showing the other person the movie in the theater. Are you sitting in your living room? Like, I'm getting too angry. And let's just not get to the kids part. Like, if you cannot handle them, don't bring them. Anytime I take anyone else with me to theater, I make them turn their phone to silent. Like, they don't even care about other people. And you cannot really say much, right? Unless they're sitting next to you, you can at least say something. Because it will ruin your experience. You will miss out something. I cannot look away or talk to someone while the film is going on. Why it should be my responsibility to correct those people? I've paid for the ticket to experience the film, not to ruin that experience and correct everyone. This can only change, with more and more awareness and people taking up responsibility of themselves. Now, over such a long time going to theaters, there are some things which I've experienced personally. First thing has to be the subtitles. It has definitely become better, but there's still zero transparency if I'll get subtitles in a movie or not. Sometimes on the app they do mark subtitles are there, but I've oftentimes experienced that even with that mark there were no subtitles. Now I find this really stupid, the screen allocations. So one of the INOX near me has the biggest screen in the whole state, but they will play random films in there. Like Dune 2 released and not even a single show was on the big screen. Why? Because they were playing a Hindi film in the theater, because more audiences were showing up for it, and because they are playing the movie in that theater which has more seats, they can charge more money. And so many times there will be films only playing in one theater, that too so far. At least give one show each to all these theaters in one state. Now almost 3 to 4 years ago I complained that the screen, the white screen in the theater, it's dirty. So whenever something white plays on the screen which is very bright, I can see those dark spots, and they have still not done anything about it. And if you notice, in the recent times the theaters have become really loud, especially for Indian films. It's just unbearable at moments. I've not even talked about the food, the overpriced popcorn. I really don't get why they do it. If you cut the cost in half, more people will buy your food. But no, they'll sell popcorn for 600, 800 bucks. Two people can get a whole meal outside for the same. If I want to go for a movie with my family, it has to be either in the evenings or weekends, which is the most comfortable time to go, and the tickets for them will be expensive. Now I'll have to book the tickets on the app, because if I go to the counter, there are high chances I'll not get good seats because it's a high traffic time. And on the app, for each ticket I have to pay convenience fee, which will be high because the ticket price is high, and over that I have to pay GST on the convenience fees also. Then when we'll go to theater, we'll go in a car, we have to park it somewhere, you have to pay fees for that. Now the whole movie watching experience will be around 3 to 4 hours depending on the length of the film and the ads they'll play. And by that time, if you can resist and don't buy the overpriced popcorn, you'll feel really hungry. And when you exit the theater, you'll directly lead to food court. No way I'm going home hungry. I will have something there, and as a family that will be expensive. So in total I'll be spending almost 6 to 7 hours just because I want to watch a movie in a theater, and the average cost for all of it will be around 3,000-4,000. And just imagine if that film is not even good. Is all of it even worth it? In this current state of the theatrical experience, the upside is very less. The ordeal one has to go through is just not worth it for a film. I will be ready to go through all of this if the film is really worth it. But the chances of that happening are very few. Maybe once in 3 months. But that's not enough for theater to be sustained. They want you to come more than once, but that's not happening. Audiences are only coming for those big spectacle films. And it's not that such film releases every week. There are long gaps from one to the other. And during that time, theaters need to do something to sustain themselves. It's not that the people cannot pay. They're ready to pay, but the experience has to be worth it. The service that the theater is giving, that should match the value. And that is in their control. They cannot control the quality of the films coming, but the experience they're giving to the audience. And in a long term, we need to develop a culture of watching films, which is very prevalent in South, where there's a cap on the ticket prices. You cannot really charge anything. Until then, we'll keep hearing theaters are dying, cinema is dying. But if the right steps are taken and the change happens, we'll see a brighter future, which will actually lead to the betterment of the industry and betterment of Indian cinema. And this video talked about the global dominance Indian cinema is on and why the future is bright. Do let me know your thoughts, your experience in the comments below, and if you have any suggestions that can improve things. And I will see you next time.